Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode the alphabet soup of corporate filings and figure out what they all mean. Today we're diving into a filing from LB Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, and let me tell you, sometimes a small amendment can tell a bigger story than you think. Before we jump in, if you love getting the real scoop on public companies without all the corporate jargon, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And hey, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord discussing these filings, which you can join using the link down in the description. Alright, so what we have here is a current report, specifically an 8K filing from LB Pharmaceuticals Incorporated. Now, typically an 8K is for reporting really big, significant events that shareholders need to know about right away. Think major acquisitions, changes in leadership, or bankruptcy. But sometimes it is about smaller things that signal a shift in strategy. This is a company that's publicly traded, so their stock is listed on the Nasdaq. Their ticker symbol is LBRX. They're also classified as an emerging growth company. This generally means they are a relatively new or smaller company that has certain advantages and fewer reporting requirements compared to older, larger corporations. The main event here, the reason for this filing, is an amendment to a lease agreement. Now, you might be thinking, leases, that sounds boring, but stick with me, because for a pharmaceuticals company, where they are and how much space they have can actually tell us a lot about their growth and their operational plans. Where a company decides to expand its physical footprint often indicates a belief in future expansion of its business. So LB Pharmaceuticals Incorporated, let's call them the company for simplicity, has entered into a first amendment of lease. This is an addition or change to an existing lease agreement they have with the landlord for a building at 1 Pennsylvania Plaza in New York City. The original lease was signed back in May of 2024, and now they are amending it. What's the big change? They're leasing additional space. Specifically, they are adding 4,634 rentable square feet on the 10th floor of their current building. This is what they're calling the expansion premises. The overall lease is set to run until March of 2032. The landlord aims to have this new space ready for them on or before July 1st, 2026. Now, the rent for this extra space is going to be a significant amount starting from when they get the keys, which they call the expansion premises commencement date. The annual rent will be $430,962 for the first 3 years. After those 3 years are up, it jumps to $477,302 per year. That's a pretty substantial yearly cost for this new space. Interestingly, for a period of 150 days after they begin using the new space, they'll get a rent break, or abatement as it is called in the lease. This is a common negotiation tactic to ease the transition into new or expanded office space. So what does this all mean? LB Pharmaceuticals is committing to a larger physical footprint. For a company in the pharmaceutical industry, this could signal a few things. It might mean they are bringing more research and development teams in-house, or perhaps expanding their administrative and operational staff as the company grows. It could also be that they are preparing for increased production or a larger sales force. The fact that they are taking on this additional space suggests confidence in their future growth and profitability. This is a straightforward lease amendment. It's a positive sign we don't have detailed financial statements from this specific filing, as it's primarily focused on this material agreement. However, we can infer that the company's leadership believes this expansion is a prudent investment for the business. They are not just signing a short-term lease. They are committing to this significant increase in operating costs for a substantial period if they continue with the lease until its expiration. Now, while this filing itself doesn't contain financial tables, it's part of the larger puzzle of understanding LB Pharmaceuticals Incorporated's trajectory. We would typically look at their quarterly or annual reports, the 10Q or 10K filings to see the actual financial numbers. These reports would reveal their revenue growth, their profitability, their cash flow, and how they are managing their expenses. If we were to speculate based on this lease amendment, we might expect to see increased operating expenses in future financial reports due to the new lease payments. However, this increase in expense should ideally be matched by corresponding revenue growth and expansion of their business operations. It's a calculated risk, and it shows they are planning for the future. When we look at companies like LB Pharmaceuticals, we want to see more than just expansion. We want to see if they have a strong pipeline of drugs, if their current offerings are selling well, and if they are managing their research and development costs effectively. Taking on more office space is a visible signal of intent, but the real story will be in the financials that follow. Are they growing revenue fast enough to justify this new space? Are their profits increasing looking at the broader context of the pharmaceutical industry? Companies are always seeking to grow their market share and develop new treatments. Expansion like this can be a critical step in that process. It allows them to house more scientific minds, more administrative support. and generally scale up their operations to meet future demands. This filing is also tagged for interactive data, meaning the information is structured in a way that computers can easily read and process. This is common practice now and helps improve transparency and data analysis for investors. In summary, LB Pharmaceuticals Incorporated is leasing more space in a prime New York City location. This isn't just about square footage. It's a bet on future growth. It suggests they are optimistic about their business prospects and are making a significant investment in their operational capacity. So what's my take on this? Taking on more space is generally a positive indicator, especially for a growing company. It demonstrates a commitment to expansion and a belief in their future. The key question for investors will be whether this expansion is supported by genuine growth in revenue and profitability. We'll be watching their upcoming financial reports closely to see if this new lease aligns with their financial performance. The risks here are that if their growth doesn't materialize as planned, they'll be stuck with higher lease expenses eating into their profits. On the other hand, if they execute their strategy well, this could be a smart move that positions them for significant future success. Alright, that's our breakdown of this LB Pharmaceuticals Incorporated filing. What's your take on this expansion and what it could mean for the company's future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more corporate deep dives. And once again, check out the link in the description to join our Discord community. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.